Bonjour, Nathalie here. Welcome to FrancoFoods. Today, I'm in the mood for a taste of the tropics. So we're off to the Caribbean and the beautiful island of Saint Lucia, or La Saint-Lucie. I'm making the national dish of green figs and saltfish. The recipe and information are in the description. Saint Lucia is located in the West Indies in the Eastern Caribbean Sea. Although English is the official language of Saint Lucia, 95% of the people speak Creole, which is also known as patois. Okay, so for the saltfish, the recipe calls for salted cod. That's cod that's been preserved by drying and salting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any, so I'm improvising. I'm going to boil the cod in salted water. I hope it does the job. Okay, while this is boiling, I'm going to cut the vegetables. Around the year 200 AD, the Arawak Indians who inhabited the island called it Luanalao, which means Island of the Iguanas. Then around 800 AD, the Carib Indians took over. In the 1600s, the French, English, and Dutch all wanted Saint Lucia as one of their colonies. However, in 1651, a member of the French West India Company purchased the land from the Caribs, and that's how it became a French colony. Over the course of several decades after that, the French and the English continuously were fighting for possession of Saint Lucia. That is, until 1814 when the French ceded the island to the English. Finally, 165 years later, Saint Lucia declared its independence, becoming one of the last European colonies to do so. Now, another ingredient I just couldn't find was seasoning peppers. According to food sources, these peppers look like habanero or Scotch bonnet pepper, but without that heat. So it was recommended as a substitution to use sweet pepper instead, which is what I'm doing. Look at that garlic. No danger of vampires tonight. And yes, I am deseeding the tomatoes this time, unlike the last time a recipe called for it. I figure I've made enough changes to the recipe that I'm going to follow this directive. You know, when we started FrancoFoods a year ago, I talked about expanding our palates. Well, this is the perfect example of a recipe or food that I never would have thought of making before. It's just not something I'd think of because I think we all get into a rut of doing the same things over and over again. And doing FrancoFoods has been a major bonus of doing this. And to boot, I discovered that I love foods from the tropics. They're so flavorful and aromatic. It's like a party for the taste buds. Okay, time for the green figs. When I first found what the national dish was, I thought, where am I going to find green figs? Well, imagine my surprise when I found out that's what they call green, unripened bananas. I tried to find out why they're called figs, but I couldn't find anything. So if anyone watching knows, please do share in the comments. Now, normally, I'd be able to cook more than one thing at a time on my stovetop, but for filming, I do use this single burner, so it can be a little challenging for me timing-wise. That said, there are quite a few steps in this meal, so I do recommend reading through it if you plan on making it so that you can time things well. Okay, time for the first boil. So while that's boiling, I'm making a cucumber salad. According to what I found, it seems to be the traditional side dish. So when in Rome, or Castries in this case. The funny thing about shopping for the ingredients for this recipe was actively looking for the greenest bananas I could find. I wonder why they started eating green bananas. I mean, if you've ever bitten into a under-ripened banana, it's not pleasant at all, like it's kind of dry on the teeth. But I wonder if it was one of those situations at one point in their history where food was lacking and all they had access to was green bananas, so they figured better than go hungry. And of course, people being adaptable figured out how to make them not only edible, but actually in a way that they could use it in their everyday cooking. So that's kind of neat. Next time, I think I'll do the first boiling of the green figs or green bananas in advance, maybe even the day before. Then, while the vegetables are cooking, I can do the second boiling so everything can be ready pretty much at the same time. And bonus, the bananas won't burn my fingers. Today's vocab is la morue, le thym, l'huile de noix de coco, la gousse d'ail, épépiner, épépiner. Okay, everything's cooked. Time to plate. I love a colorful plate. It's so inviting. I love the crunch and the freshness of the cucumber salad. So simple, yet very delicious. This is very nice. Very light, the green figs. Interesting. I like the saltiness of the bananas. I do wonder though if the fish would have a stronger flavor had I used actual salted cod. But this is really nice. I'm definitely going to make this again. There you have it. Green figs and saltfish. Well, my version anyway. Please let me know what other Saint Lucian foods you've tried. And if you do make this recipe, let me know. To all our viewers and subscribers, thank you so very much for your support. Until next time, merci et à la prochaine!